Cause rough is living this world blind. I'm calling out so that you may find the hope that lies within these words of mine. You're blind to the fading.
You're back on a Columbia Morning News Talk, 1400 KFRU. Renee Hillsop in for David Lyle. That's good music. Gentlemen, welcome to the studio. We got a full house here. Be sure and lean into those mics. I think you know how to use a mic. I don't think I need to instruct you what to do with one, as is apparent from that music right there. What song was that? One of you lean in and tell me.
That was Ashes.
That was Ashes, then. That's Josh. Mm-hmm. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
So you are the band Almost Taken, yes, and you are Christian rock. Now, I'm familiar with Christian rock. I have a couple of favorites: Mercy Me, Toby Mac, some of the bigger ones that some people are familiar with. I tend to listen to a lot of regular pop, and then we like some Christian rock. Tell us a little about the Christian rock market, because some people may not be as familiar with how do you break into being a Christian rock. Like you guys have been climbing the charts. Tell us a little about that.
It's all kind of new to us, actually.
How'd you get interested in Christian rock?
Well, we've all been musicians for a long time. And, for a long time, it was just about playing music and enjoying playing music together. But it was about 5 years ago when we decided to start this band that we decided we want to do it for a different purpose. And so really it wasn't about trying to break into a scene or anything like that. It was just, why are we doing it, and what's the purpose for what we're doing it? Now you all are from here mostly, or in this area? Or are you all from different parts? I know we got a Columbia College guy over here. Yeah. Speak up over there, Aaron. Good morning.
No, we're all from different areas. But Josh is from Jeff. Chris is from here in Columbia. I'm from Fulton, and Dusty's from Holt Summit. But
that's from here. So that's from here.
I drive the farthest for practice, though. So
now, are you a garage band, or do you guys actually have a studio that you practice in?
We're a basement band.
Basement band. Okay.
I like to call it a studio. That's where we recorded Ashes. So,
is it really?
Yep, they're in our basement.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So what was the inspiration for Ashes, the song we just heard it there coming into the segment?
Ashes is basically about dealing with different kinds of temptation in your life and addictions. And so it's all about putting addictions behind you and burning the bridges that connect you to those addictions and the things that draw you away from where you should be in life.
Now, in town, if someone wanted to hear you perform, could they find you, or do they need to just go on and buy your album?
Actually, we're going to be at Rose Music Hall January 2nd, and then we have a show up in Kirksville, which is a drive from here, and then we'll be at Silver Dollar City at Young Christians Weekend. What is that? April 2nd.
That's Chris Jackson, by the way. He's the drummer.
Yep.
I have a special fondness for drummers, as many of you already know. I
am liked, finally.
Yeah, see?
We have a fondness for drummers, too, because they're kind of hard to come by.
Well, they can be, and, really, the songs don't go anywhere without one. It's like, guitars are great and all, but it's like, oh, well, it needs some movement in there. It needs some beat.
It needs some backbone.
Yeah. That's why I'm no longer needed, so I'm going to go.
That's why they selected me as bass player.
Well, see, now the bass, you got to have that bass line. So you're all important. By the way, that is Dusty Gibson.
Yep.
I'm not doing my introductions very well. So how did you all find one another?
Oh,
I think me and Josh, he recorded this music, a lot of the EP that we have back in the day with him and Lucas. And they went down to Tennessee and recorded it. And they had interviewed me and Matt, which was a former guitarist in the band.
And Lucas was the former drummer.
Yeah. And so they went down and recorded it, and when they come back, they decided, hey, it's time to buckle down and get some guys in here, and that's when they selected us. And my brother-in-law, which is Matt, a former guitarist, him and Lucas actually moved to California, and that's when we picked up Chris as a drummer. And then later we got Aaron in here, who is crazy at guitar. But we won't tell. We don't want to get him a big head.
So. No, please don't. Guitarists don't have problems with that at all.
But basically, Craigslist ads. That's
Pretty
how we
much.
found these
Now,
guys.
see, Simon and I always make jokes about nothing good ever comes out of Craigslist. So
No,
I guess
I'm
that's
proof,
not true.
I'm proof right there. I saw the ad. and-
that perhaps something good does come out of Craigslist.
Depends on what category you sort on
I-
Craigslist.
Yes,
you know,
that's
very true. Very true. Now, your Christian music is obviously some hard driving rock, yes. And what venues do you play?
All of them.
Yeah, we'll pretty much play whatever we can. We play the same set whether we're playing for a church youth group event or we're playing at a bar in Columbia. We play the same set no matter where we go because that's who we are, and we're not going to tailor to a different specific crowd. We're there to represent who we are.
Now, you find yourself well received, regardless of where you are playing?
Yeah, usually.
I
We
think
usually
so.
get asked back, so
That's a good sign. Now, tell us about the Ashes, which we heard there, has kind of taken off and has been climbing the Billboard charts, which changes the dynamic, I would assume, of what's happening for you guys. Probably changes the invitations as well.
Yeah.
How did that get popular? How does that happen?
we have some awesome supporters out in the state of Florida who found us after playing a show in Illinois through a radio station called The Call FM. And they contacted us probably a little over 4 years ago asking for some of our tracks after hearing us at this festival. And so we sent them a song, and they've been playing our music for 4 years now. And so when we were ready to release Ashes, of course, they were the first people we contacted because they'd been so supportive. And so we sent it to them at 11 o'clock at night, and by 6 o'clock in the morning the next day, they were already playing our song. And so it's because of them and the radio play that they were doing for us that we debuted on the Billboard charts at number 28. And so that just started the momentum for getting us on other radio stations and getting more radio play, which slowly moved us up the charts.
Now, how do you track that? I mean, I assume you have a manager that can tell you when you're getting radio play and that purchases begin to come through. I mean, how does that work? I mean, I have no idea how the radio industry works. I mean, I do talk radio, but I don't know how I guess it's the music radio side of things. How does that work for you guys?
Well, I think something that sets us apart as a band from other bands that are out there is that we're a completely independent band.
Oh.
We don't have any manager.
So manager for hire, right?
Yeah. We've been running this band as a business since the very beginning. We're a registered LLC in Jefferson City, and we've been running our business, like I said, all from within. And so basically, the way we found out we were on the Billboard charts is a radio station out of Tennessee contacted us and said, "Hey, can we get a copy of your track Ashes?" And I'm like, "Well, sure you can. You know, how did you hear of it?" And he says, "Well, I guess I heard of you guys first from being on the Billboard charts," and we had no idea that we were on the charts.
See, now I was this envisioning thing that it was happening in some sophisticated fashion, and it was just a phone call.
It was
it was an email. It was an email.
very good.
I followed up after sending him the track and said, "Hey, just want to make sure you got the track. Was everything good?" And this was Paul Gibson from the Christian Rock 20 radio show out of Nashville, and he says, "Well," and so I asked him, did the track work out? Where did you hear of us from? And he said, "Well, you're on the Billboard charts," and he sent me a link to the Billboard charts, and so I'm immediately contacting the guys like, "Hey guys, check this out."
Yeah, I was scrolling through it, and I was like, "Why did he send me this?" I mean, so I'm like scanning the list, and I get down through there, and I'm like, "Oh,
Cool.
our name right there?
Yeah. Now, can people purchase your music on iTunes? Can they find it? I mean, if someone just heard that track,
Yeah.
and I want to go on and purchase it, is it there?
Yeah, I mean, we've got our stuff on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon. We've got a website, almosttakenmusic.com.
You can listen to it on Spotify.
You can listen to our stuff on Spotify. I think Pandora. Are we still working on that, or is it on there? Okay.
Working on pen. Okay.
And of course, good old YouTube over there. But
That's how we pull it up in the studio.
yeah. But I mean, you can find our music just about anywhere. Any major music retailer place.
as rough as living this world blind. I'm calling out so that you may find the hope that lies within these words of mine. You're blind to the fading of this life that you're making. Why can't you break it? Why can't you?
You're back on a
take
Columbia
it
Morning
away?
News Talk 1400 KFRU. Renee Holtzoff in for David Lyle. We're visiting with Almost Taken. That's their song Ashes right there. If you're interested, you can find it just about any of the online music sites. And you can also take a listen to it on Spotify, but not Pandora. That's what I've learned so far this morning. Now, I asked you guys if this was your full-time gig, and apparently you guys have to have, other paying jobs.
Yeah, unfortunately.
All right, and we even have a City of Columbia employee.
Yep, I'm your snowplow driver.
So I'm sure you were glad this was rain and not snow.
Oh yes, I am not. I don't like snow very much. It gets lonely in a truck for 12 hours.
Well, now that we know you're in the trucks, we're going to have to make reference to you.
Sweet.
Simon and I will now have to harass you verbally when the snowplow trucks are out there. So just
They know you by name now.
Yes.
The city had me do an interview one time, and then that was the last time, unfortunately.
Well, drummers and interviews, it's a shady thing.
Yes.
They actually hired somebody to put him in that position. I did so bad.
Now, you guys said that if folks are interested in supporting what you're up to, they can actually go on and vote for your song. Tell us about that. One of you guys.
Yeah, so
Go.
The Christian Rock 20 website has a weekly Christian Rock 20 fan favorite poll that our song and songs from other great bands are on there. But
Groups that we look up to.
Yeah, bands that, I grew up listening to, Dusty listens to. We all, really respect these bands and whoa, we're on the same list as them. That's pretty cool. But
And this is the top 20 Billboard charts. Whatever the current top 20 is, you can go on and vote for your favorite band. And there for a while, we were fan favorite for 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah, we were killing it.
Yeah.
It was so. If if we're your favorite band, definitely vote for us. And if we're not, then check out our music, and then we'll be your favorite band, and you can
There
vote
you
for us.
Now, which band would be your inspiration? Who do you like?
I like Foo Fighters is one of my Switchfoot and Foo Fighters are my two favorite bands, and then you got bands like Red and Blindside. Skillet are good.
I like Skillet. Switchfoot's good.
It's really just too many to list because I love listening to all kinds of different music. But
if you're looking at the countdown there on ChristianRock20.com, it's showing all the Billboard charts and Billboard top hitters, and you're talking about Family Force 5 and Red and Skillet, and all these bands are all ones that we listen to and look up to, and these are our favorites.
Decipher Down.
There's so many of them on there. Disciple, yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're good. I've recently discovered them. Yes, very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate your time this morning.
I got to drop this one thing. I go to school at Columbia College. I'm a music major. This is for Jennifer Truesdale.
There you go. See, you got it in there. I told you could. Shout out to Columbia College. It's all good. And to snowplow drivers for the City of Columbia.
Come join us January 2nd at Rose Music Hall.
Yes, don't miss the show. It'll be a good one, and you can check them out. Yeah. It'll be fun, and don't forget to check out their music on any of your Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, whatever you like to get your music streamed through. Check them out. That's Almost Taken, and their song Ashes. Wonderful. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.